Our next submission will be done by Mr. Gaurav Vasudev. He is the Managing Director of GAPS, a company specializing in engineering services, fluid dynamics for HVAC, and other fluid dynamic related services. He is also the past president of Delhi chapter of History. Today, Mr. Gaurav will talk about the importance of IAQ in air conditioned spaces. So, delegates, let's welcome Mr. Gaurav Vasudev.
We as a company deal with a lot of engineering services in addition to CFDs. And that is on the product solutions, which we can go through later. Okay, so 2020 has been a time where we all panelists has been, understanding it was a kind of eye opener to all of us. We learned so many basic things which we forgot in the past. We started doing the hand wash with 20 seconds. We started maintaining a good social distancing, and of course now, as we all have a lot of fines when we go out without masks, so there are no excuses to keep these viruses and everything away from individuals. So this is what we learned in 2020. um, Thank you very much for your introduction, Mega, and let's go straight to what we are supposed to discuss today. I'm just going to take you to overview of what exactly indoor air quality means to all of us, especially in the condition spaces. Um, in general, we talk about IEQ, which is our environment quality of our indoors. It has having four major impacts or four major areas. We're talking about thermal comfort, which Mr. Deepu has touched upon a little bit. Indoor air quality is a second major area which we see. Third is the lighting quality, what kind of illumination would you get inside your offices or your houses and all. And fourth one is the acoustics. Again, acoustics is also equally important when we speak about IAQ. But today the topic is major speaking about indoor air quality. And we all know that we today spend about 90% of our time indoors. And as Udayan said, we have 2 to 5 times more pollution inside than outside. I'm just going to run a quick video, which is post this slide. And why we are talking about indoor air quality so much? The major important fact is we eat somewhere about a kilo of food. We have a choice. We can really choose wherever, which restaurant, how, and which cuisine we're going to have. We drink about 3 kilos of liquid. Again, we have a choice. We want to have tea, coffee, juice, water, bottled water, RO water, or something. But when it comes to air, we are breathing somewhere about 15 kilos of air every day, and we are forced to breathe with just next to our nose. We cannot choose the air what we are breathing. And as Mr. Deepu rightly mentioned, we can't stop breathing. Whether the air is good or bad, our body adjusts to it. I can give you a quick example. If you enter your conference room in afternoon post lunch, you will find some fragrance of food which has been consumed by colleagues and all. After a couple of seconds or probably a minute, that becomes a normal to you or normal to any human being, because the nasal and our brain has registered that smell and it is adapted to it. And we keep on breathing the same TVOCs, we keep on breathing same kind of air which is available, and that leads to so many diseases what we have. Talking about indoor air quality, everything available inside, so be it a paint or a fabric or a carpet or a chair or a computer system, everything that start leading something or else to the indoor air quality. When we are talking about offices or commercial buildings, we have pantries, we have toilets, they all have some kind of a moisture, and that start traveling down to our common areas, and that start building up a bad indoor air quality which we are forced to breathe when we are sitting in that area. So for us, it's very important that we should think about or talk about the buildings which is built up in India, close to international standards today. But still, we are talking about the fresh air bringing in. I've been reading a couple of articles in past, and we have found there was stated discussion that increasing construction, because we call India as a developing country and under construction country, we have so much of a construction ongoing altogether, which is leading up to a lot of pollutions outdoors, and that has been traveled to our in-house. And if we don't take any appropriate solutions, it is going to have a lot of challenges for our future. And this is how we can look at our future if we don't take precautions right now. We need to start using mask and all. And I was going through a small video a couple of a year and a half back, where there was an advertisement of a company who delivers a product, and it was like a breakfast table, what you can see in the screen. They were discussing the boy, the little one, want to go out, and his oxygen cylinder is over because he has to play out. There is the outdoor area is so polluted, and he really can't go out. So the context was that everybody who's even talking about a deliveries today, they are thinking about a future of 2030 or 2050, where we, our foes or our kids are going to be in situation where they need to use oxygen cylinders, and we are the one who need to create a better environment for them. So going ahead, when we talk about the condition spaces, the topic of today, indoor air quality for condition spaces, this is how we look at it pro pandemic. Even post pandemic, I don't see that this is going to be improved much. There will be some distances, but again, the crowd and the amount of people we have in our country, and our transportation systems or our offices or the kind of work environment we are facing, we are going to lead to something like this. In conditioned spaces, everything we breathe out is going to go back to our air conditioning system, and that is being again traveled back to us in one way or another. Maybe let's say I take an example of an office where you have a couple of managing the director offices, and then you have a conference room, and then you have your common sitting area. The air which has been breathed out by the directors or in the conference room or in the common area is going to travel back to our system through the return air paths. So it is very important from all prospects, not only pandemic prospect. We need to take care of our CO2 levels. We need to take care of our filtration classes, what kind of filtration we need. We really need to look into a type of a filter, whether we get a certified filter or we are using a normal filter just for the sake of putting something into the system. So keeping all this together, the only thing which is visible, which has been treated or which can be spoken more wisely, is the PM 2.5 or suspended particles. We so to say, I really like the slide which Mr. Deepu has shown, that India Gate, one side there is a smog and another side there is no smog. But believe me, even when we are speaking about India Gate without smog, the pollutants are still high. We can't see them, but they're still available. They are still traveling into our ecosystem and coming back to our building. So, of course, when we are bringing the fresh air in, the dilution helps into kind of reducing the CO2 level, increasing the oxygen levels. Also, it is going to give a more comfort to situation, but again, cost becomes a tedious process doing when we are bringing the fresh air in. The impacts, I'm going to be very quick because I know that we have to travel down for another few minutes on panel discussion. So talking about kind of impacts, it's asthma, and this is worldwide. This is not only which is applicable to India. Indoor air quality, whether we talk about India or outside, is going to be the same because the pollutants are created inside, not only outside. So 65% of asthma is because of improper or bad air quality. Poor indoor quality is also a loss on productivity, and it's also lead to a lot of medical issues with people, right? Uh, Talking about adding up CO2, PM 2.5, you get allergies, you get some kind of restlessness, your brain does not concentrate much. Our brain weighs about 2% of our body weight, but it consumes somewhere about 20% of the oxygen we breathe in. The moment the oxygen goes down, our brain, stopped working that effectively act. It was supposed to be in a fresher scenario. So we need to look at designs. We need to look at product we use. We need to have a very clear indication. Um, we as a company also provide product for indoor air quality, and also we have been working on outdoor air pollutions. So very soon you're going to see a kind of product which is going to be in market for outdoor pollution control. It is not filterless, it is very well with the filters, and that is going to provide a very healthy air, or quite to healthy air comparatively to people using those areas. If I talk about the landscape is in the buildings, landscape is in the parks, jogging areas, jogging tracks, they all are going to have a better in better outdoor air which we are going to breathe. So this is how we have all are being contributing to it. Of course, the digital world is going to have a lot of control on stuff, and I'm sure my colleagues from industry are going to give us good products to reach to the level where we are working with. So this is the goal we are trying to work upon, that our kids, our new generations, have a healthy, productive, and comfortable indoor situations. Thank you.